what people always forget in this debate is that there are more countries in the world than the UK and the USA, and there are more health systems in the world. So there's France, there's the way different countries do it. So if you were looking at outcomes for cancer, you might have better outcomes than these guys, unfortunately. However, compared to France or other European countries, we do terribly. And I think that sometimes we forget, we get caught in this debate between privatization and paying for your service. Privatization, just to clarify, would be a private company running it, but still free the point of use for you. And I just want to do a straw poll in the hands. I might end up being wrong, I might regret this, but would people care if they were still able to go to a hospital and a private company delivered the healthcare, they still didn't have to pay, or not? So who would care and be like, no, I wouldn't go, even if I still wouldn't have to pay? You're paying your taxes already, I'm not going to pay anything, but a private company's running it with the same doctors, the same nurses, the same facilities, it's just being run by a private company. Who would put their hand up and say, no, I would never go to that, that's a terrible system? Now who wouldn't care because, now who wouldn't care because they already paid for it in taxes, it's being delivered by a private company to become more efficient, so I'm going to assume the rest of you agree with my point. And that's the way we've got to look at it, that there's a lot of inefficiency in NHS, but by keeping on saying and confusing, I think it's what Jeremy Corbyn's very good at, you know, confusing privatization with you paying for the service. No one, as George said, in the Conservative, who's mainstream, will ever suggest the point where we have to pay money for our health service. But what they will suggest is that maybe having private companies run more, or to learn from areas of successful private practice that work in the country, because the budget last year, I believe, sorry, the last figure, 2014, 114 billion for health, another 50 billion preventative services. We're just spending more and more and more on treatment and less on preventing people getting sick in the first place. And I think that we, instead of having this kind of rational thought in our country and saying, what kind of health service do we want and what can we afford? Because in 20 years' time, Theresa May's saying another 20 billion pounds. That's not government money. The government doesn't have any money, by the way. That's your money. That's my money that we're going to keep putting into a health service that's inefficient in a lot of areas. And so rather than being caught up in this debate of privatization, it should be actually, what kind of health service do we want? What services do we want to be able to afford on it? And do we really care if, as long as our taxes pay for a private company to do it, but we still don't have to pay any money at the point of use? Is that such a bad thing if we can do it more efficiently with the same doctors? I don't think personally, if I was, you know, coming with a cancer or a tumor, whoever's treating me, as long as they're treating me there and then free the point of use, I'm not too fussed.